Whispering Loudly is the Workshop Whisperer podcast. We're lucky because today's a performance hub. That means Dean Evans joins us. Dean, what's your dream car? Because I know Rachel talks about cars all the time and how she got a new Ranger. She loves that. What?
Well, that's a we. Don't get me in trouble, Mel.
Yeah. That car
I thought that was your dream. It's good that he's on board.
It is my dream,
Yeah.
but it's our car.
Yeah.
So we'll get heaps of smack for talking about Range Rovers again.
Okay.
What
let's talk about something else. Everyone has the new Prado. What's going on? Every second person actually, and Rach told me, this car's coming out. I think you told me about the Lexus version looks the same as the Toyota version.
That's how it usually works. Yeah.
It's so common, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it that good a car?
I don't know. I drove a Range Rover.
Well,
you have to ask the audience.
Yeah, go and try.
Our subscriber numbers have just plummeted talking about Range Rovers. Stick with us. We'll get to the good stuff. I promise.
I'm thinking of getting a Prado because, I just think Toyota's is good.
Good farm car for you, Mel.
Yeah, farm car.
Yeah.
All right. Coming up next, Performance Hub. What's the topic again, Rachel?
How to keep showing up without burning out.
Okay. Whispering Loudly is the Workshop Whisperer podcast. Hi, I'm producer Mel with Dean and Rachel, and we're talking about how to keep showing up without burning out today as a business boss. How do you do it, Rachel?
Look, it has evolved in so many ways over so many years. There's all different versions of you as the business owner, and those versions adapt depending on who's in your team and the size of your business. So used to be able to, switch off in a much different way when the team was smaller and the business was smaller than what I do now. Now it looks like completely unplugging because we're actually an online business, a digital business. I do have to log out of absolutely everything, delete apps, and not, not even talk to my coaching peers because my brain will start churning ideas again, which I love. But there are times where I have to have a complete stop.
Yeah, and that regulates your nervous system, right?
Totally. Yeah. But I'm able to do that in that way now because we have a team of grown-ups, a team of adults who are all doing their jobs inside our business. And I think, what we'll touch on with Dean when he starts chatting in a minute is it's really a vital component of you being able to show up as the best boss without burning out who you've got in your team. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'm in my early 40s and I can honestly say I know so many people recently who've had breakdowns, like nervous breakdowns, just overcooked, right?
Yeah.
Breakdown,
you guys see it a
burnout,
lot?
blow up.
Of course we do.
Yeah.
Of course we do. Every second person that comes into our program would be in burnout. Yep.
Wow.
And I was there. I was the classic example.
Same. I burnt out during COVID, like full medical burnout. New South Wales in lockdown. Dean was in South Australia. He couldn't get in, or he could get into New South Wales, but he wouldn't have been able to go back to South Australia again. So with 3 kids there and 3 kids in New South Wales, we had to be in separate spaces for 5 months, and I just worked all the time because we weren't allowed outside, and my body stopped me in the end. So it's real.
As they say, if you don't take care of your wellness, you'll be forced to take care of your illness.
That is it.
Yeah.
So let's talk. Burnout, breaking down, blowing up. You cannot, it's the classic case, isn't it? You cannot pour from an empty cup. So if you're not looking after yourself first, you will be in no position to look after anyone else. And burnout takes on a number of different shapes, if you like. Obviously, there's the physical burnout, which Rach just described, where literally your body shuts down and it becomes, in many cases, an urgent medical episode. There's mental, though, where there's just this fog. You cannot think straight. It's just you become overwhelmed by the number of things, really not the number of things, but the number of decisions that need to be made. And when faced with an overwhelming number of decisions that can be made or could be made, the one most favoured by the brain is no decision.
I think I've been there before. Now I look back
All
at
been
it
there.
to the point where you just, even the small things then, when you're mentally overwhelmed and you're towards burnout, you can't even focus on making decisions around the small things,
Yeah,
right?
decision fatigue.
Yeah. And I think it's been estimated that in a day, the average adult makes something like 30,000 decisions. The bulk of those are largely unconscious. We're micro decisions. We're unaware of that. While children make about 3,000. Yet what we see from a mental perspective is auto repair shop owners that are making decisions, making all the decisions, like all roads run through them in their workshop, making all these decisions that other people could make, which would lighten their load, increase their bandwidth for more of the other stuff. So we've got physical, which is the complete shutdown. We've got the mental, burnout, where there's just no clarity. So you're lacking focus. Of course, there is the emotional burnout where you do a hard day's work thinking that's the right thing. And it is like there is we need to make sure we're working hard, but on the right things. But then you come home and you are unavailable for whoever's in your household there.
Yeah.
You're on the couch. You just do not have the words, the emotional, I can't think of the word.
Bandwidth.
Emotional availability. So your partner gets the worst of you, or at least the least of you. Your kids get the worst of you or the least of you. Maybe you drag yourself out to hang out with your friends, but in order to you fill yourself up with a bunch of booze, thinking that's the way to soothe it, right? And I'll talk about the spiritual burnout as well, not from a religious perspective, but spirituality in the context of growth and contribution. If you're burnt out, you do not have the fuel to work on your own development, improvement, growth, and you're not able to support others with their development growth. So what does that look like in a workshop setting? You're really short with your staff. You're terse with your apprentices. You lack the patience or believe you don't have the time to direct towards helping them improve. And eventually one of two things happens. You either fall over, in which case you can't help anyone, or the people around you that feel unseen, unheard, mistreated, they leave, so you're left with all the problems anyway. Like, it is a genuine problem, a genuine concern. It is an indicator of the level of stress that we're under. I think the World Health Organization predicted that sometime later in this decade, stress would be the number one cause of illness across the globe. So you might be listening to this and go, well, what do I do? Well,
I'm on a Debbie Downer now.
what do I do?
I said this to someone the other day. My mother-in-law, she's got this business, She's 70 and still working, and she's complaining. I said, oh, well, no one likes a downer. It's true, isn't it? It's the same in the workplace when, you know these workplaces you worked in where it's an absolute vibe. You just love going to work. I had that at Nova Sydney, I think. And some places it's just not happening.
Yeah. But if you're the boss,
misery loves company
but
as well.
But if you're the boss, you get the opportunity to decide what your environment is like. More than that, you have all of the autonomy and freedom to choose how your business runs. 4-day work week. When this was implemented, I mean, suddenly you're working 4 days. You're still doing your 40 hours, but you've got 3 days to recover, right? There's a healthier balance or harmony, if you like, between it. But it is taking care of yourself. Now, in an elite sporting environment, of which I spent 4 years working with an NBL team a number of years ago, they would play at max 2 games of basketball in a week, right? They're 40 minutes of playing time. So that's 80 minutes, nearly an hour and a half, right? There's 168 hours in a week. So it means as a minimum, they've got, 166 and a half hours of recovery, which they're doing. Now, are we suggesting, or is there, don't misunderstand, I'm saying, well, you've got to be recovering more than you're performing. Of course not. But if you are not dedicating any of your available time across a day, which is 86,400 seconds, or across a week, 168 hours in a week, like if you're not carving out some time that's dedicated to you, that's going to look after your physical, your mental, your emotional well-being, well, I don't know why you would be expecting anything else but to feel like you're burning out, you're blowing up, or that you're on your way to a breakdown.
100%. You think of a car. If someone never took it to get a service, never changed the oil, never put petrol in it, and then it end
Yeah.
up on the side of the road,
Gonna
right?
stop.
Yeah.
Someone said to me the other day, if you were given, if you knew you were only going to have one car for the rest of your life that needed you, that needed to get you everywhere you ever wanted to go, you would never, ever miss a service.
You wouldn't
You would
neglect it.
never mistreat it.
Mm.
Well, our body and our brain is that vehicle. We've only got one. And yet how many people neglect it? Like, it is time, seriously, for all of us, myself included, I've been there, to wake the F up and understand that if we are not looking after ourselves, we are in no position to look after or lead anyone else. Like, show that level of leadership to yourself first. Take the time. It is not, I think people think it's selfish. Oh, I can't afford, you can't afford not to do it. And as a man in my early 50s, in the second half of life,
It looks like they're in their 30s.
like the great saying, and this is to the men, a man lives two lives and his second life begins when he realizes he only has one life. Like, wake up, look after yourself. Your kids are watching. So's your partner.
So's your team.
So's your team.
And it's just small steps too. Like, I mean, my partner, I ordered these hops waters online. I said, just drink them instead of beers for a few nights. He did it. Wasn't that hard?
No.
It's just little things.
Little things.
Yeah. You don't have to be an Olympic weightlifter overnight or anything.
Yeah, correct. Correct.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Nutritionally, get about 7,000 steps a day. You're in a workshop on your feet. You'll do that without blinking your eyes. Limit your calories around 2,000. Keep your protein somewhere between 150 to 200 grams of protein. That's the three things. Like, track it. Like, you stick a car on a safety stop or whatever, and you work out how all the bits are doing. Like, do that for yourself. The fact is, you already know what to do because you do it every day. It's just transferring those skills, that knowledge across to yourself, and everyone benefits from it.
And it's that point when you can make the decision to do the thing that's good for you or the one that's bad, and getting observational around it. Whispering Loudly is the Workshop Whisperer podcast. Thank you so much for Performance Hub, Dean Evans.
You're welcome.
Do you want some photos? Or?